Hi guys, so now we're going to read the book. But before we read the book, I wanted to go over some reading independent habits and expectations, right? So we need to make sure that we are sitting in one spot. We're looking at the screen, of course, because this is virtual, right? So make sure we're looking at the screen the whole time. We're reading the text. Follow along with Miss V because I'm going to read the book, okay, for you. And as we're reading the book, good readers, what do? Yes, we stop and think about what is happening in the story. Some of the questions that we're going to be asking ourselves: what is happening? What do we notice? What do we see in the pictures? And how the characters changing throughout the whole story. Okay. And one more thing. So if we were in school and we're reading together, like in class, when I snap my fingers, that's the word that you're going to mention. So that means that I know that you're following along in the text when you tell me the word. Okay. So I snap, you say the word, okay? Now, of course, this is recorded. I can't see you, but practice because when we go back to school, that's one of the things that we're going to be doing, okay? All right, so we're going to be ready to read the book. The day you begin. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there quite like you. Maybe it will be your clothes or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Miss V said that a good reader should always stop and think about what is happening in the story. So let's see what's happening in the story. Oh, I know his name is Rigoberto. He lives in Venezuela because here in the text says he used to live in Venezuela because here in the text says we just moved here from Venezuela. And I know it's taking place in a classroom because it says classroom will fill with laughter. So that means a bunch of kids are laughing. And then it says the teacher quiets everyone. So that means they're in the classroom and they're telling their stories. Okay, let me go next. Rigoberto from Venezuela, your teacher says so soft and beautiful that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of the song. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller, when the teacher asks, what did you do last summer? Tell the class your story. We went to France, Shyla says. These shells came from in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile they look like they'll turn into and your room untraveled hands. My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina, each souvenir a small triumph of journey. Their travels going on and what do you notice? I noticed a little girl thinking, and I know this because the teacher's asking, what did you do last summer? So yeah, thinking because good readers think and they look to see at their pictures and what's happening in the story. What do you see? I see kids showing from what they did last summer. And I see this little girl still thinking, like, what did she do last summer? As you reach, stand in front of that room, can you only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb and your day spent at home caring for your little sister? Who made you laugh out loud and hug you hard at nap time? You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room where no one else is quite like you you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder what good is when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere. So I'm going to stop right here because I want you to think what is going on so far and what are the things that Ms. V did as a good reader, especially reading independently. So what were the things that she did? Okay. And you're going to answer a question, and then I'm going to continue on to the next part of our reading. Okay. So don't forget to answer the question.